My cousin bragged she was pregnant during my vows, but the timing couldn't have exposed her worse. My cousin Sarah has always been the attention-seeking type. Every family gathering, she'd find some way to make it about her. When I turned 16, she announced her engagement at my birthday dinner. When I graduated high school valedictorian, she showed up to the ceremony in a wedding dress for a practice run. At my college graduation, she fake fainted during my speech and had to be carried out by paramedics. The pattern was always the same. Sarah would wait for my big moments, then create some crisis that required all the family's attention. My parents would always rush to help her, leaving me standing there like an afterthought. She's going through a rough time, they'd say. Be understanding. But this was my wedding day. I'd specifically had a conversation with her 2 months before. I sat her down and said, "Sarah, this is literally the most important day of my life. Please, I'm begging you, just let me have this one day." She looked me dead in the eye and promised she wouldn't cause any drama. Of course not. It's your special day. I would never do anything to take away from that. I should have known better. The week before the wedding, she started acting weird. She'd text me random questions like, "What time does the ceremony start again?" and "Where exactly will you be standing?" When I asked why she needed to know, she'd just say she wanted to make sure she had the best view to support me. Then 3 days before the wedding, my mom mentioned that Sarah had been asking her about the church layout. She wanted to know which pew would give her the clearest sightline to the altar. Mom said, "She's just so excited to be there for you." My stomach started churning. I knew Sarah well enough to recognize when she was plotting something. The morning of the wedding, my best man pulled me aside. "Dude, I just saw Sarah at the hotel bar at 9 a.m. She was on the phone telling someone about some big announcement she was going to make today. Should I be worried?" I tried to stay calm, but my hands were literally shaking as I got dressed. My bride-to-be, Emma, noticed I was on edge. "What's wrong? You look like you've seen a ghost." I explained Sarah's history and my growing suspicions. Emma, who works as a labor and delivery nurse, just smiled and said, "Don't worry, whatever she's planning, we'll handle it together." Walking down the aisle, I spotted Sarah immediately. She was sitting in the third row, fidgeting with her purse and checking her watch every few seconds. She had this weird, excited energy that made my skin crawl. During the opening remarks, she kept shifting in her seat and whispering to my aunt. When the pastor asked if anyone had objections, she literally sat forward like she was about to speak, then seemed to think better of it. I started to relax a little as we got to the vows. Maybe I'd been paranoid. Maybe Sarah had actually meant it when she promised not to cause drama. That's when I made the mistake of looking directly at her while saying my vows to Emma. Sarah had this look on her face, this smug, barely contained excitement like she was about to burst. She was gripping her champagne glass so tightly her knuckles were white, but nothing prepared me for what she pulled next. Right as I'm saying my vows, Sarah suddenly stands up and announces loudly, "I'm sorry, but I just can't hold this in anymore. I'm pregnant." The whole church goes silent. Sarah's beaming, clearly loving the attention. But Emma is a labor and delivery nurse, and she immediately notices something Sarah forgot about. Sarah is holding a champagne glass. Emma walks right up to Sarah and says sweetly, "Congratulations. When are you due?" "3 months." Sarah beams. Emma announces to the entire church, "That's so exciting," though I'm a bit concerned about the alcohol consumption in the first trimester. Sarah's face goes white as she realizes she's been holding that champagne glass through her entire announcement. The whole church starts murmuring. She tried to stammer about it being sparkling cider, but everyone had watched her get it from the champagne table. Sarah quietly sat down and didn't say another word for the rest of the night.